have always wanted to be a therapist as long as I remember. I can't even remember a time where I didn't want to be a therapist. And so that's kind of what got me into the field of mental health. Trauma Support Services provides therapy services to people who are victims of crime or people who have experienced trauma in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Right now, mental health is having a moment, right? We're kind of realizing that it's nothing to be stigmatized. Everybody struggles with mental health, and trauma is part of that. And as people, we walk around with small traumas, and some of us have big traumas, and some of us have multiple traumas.
It's always sad when we lose a loved one, unexpectedly, or either way, it's very sad. We just feel like we don't know what to do. If you're the victim, if your loved one has been murdered or through homicide, there's also some there that are going through domestic violence or different types of issues. I just help them understand that we, Trauma Support Services, can provide help for them to get through the trauma.
One night, early in the evening, Bryce wanted to come over and kind of hang out with us. Really had a good evening. He was getting ready to leave. He had his own place in Duncanville, and we asked him what he was going to do, and he said, well, I'm probably going to just go back and hang out and watch ESPN or something, but he really didn't know, and so he left.
The loss of our youngest son in 2012 as a result of an accident involving a drunk driver. And it was, as all those things go, it was sudden. It was devastating, filled with emotions that you never experience. A parent's worst nightmare of losing a child, going through the motions that you have to go through in the middle of the awakening to that trauma.
I could hear Greg's phone ringing. So I got up and I went and grabbed the phone. It wasn't Bryce. It was an emergency responder that was at the scene of an accident.
The call, which instructed us to go to a hospital. We didn't know at that time that because our son, and we didn't know our son was the fatality in that accident, we went to Methodist Central, which we don't live far away, so it didn't take us long to get there. No traffic that early in the morning.
On the way there, I contacted the driver's mother, and I told her that there had been an accident and that Bryce was dead.
A young officer, that Midlothian officer that couldn't have been much older than my son, was walking down the hallway, and it seemed like he was a mile away, but I knew what he was coming to tell me. And for being so young, I think he did an outstanding job in telling me what had happened and assuring me from talking to the paramedics that my son didn't suffer. That was really an important thing for me to hear.
I see trauma victims impacted by crime every day. It allows me to serve them in a individual, personalized space where they can come and share their stories. And it's sometimes, it's amazing because just being heard is all that they need.
The therapists have learned what the victims need when they've gone through trauma, and they understand how to help them.
A lot of times they're glad that they finally got a therapist who understood their trauma. These people are having the worst days of their life, and so for them to finally be heard and be in a space that they can fully express what they're going through, I think that's very important.
Trauma Support Services provided the incentive to know that until you tried to bring joy back in your life, you weren't going to be but a shell of what you could be.
Anyone can get help. It's been 12 years and we're still being helped by Trauma Support Services through the relationships.
I see clients where they come to me, they're not even bathing. They have lost touch with families. They've lost their relationships. They can't function. They're not even working because of their traumas. And by the time we're finished, they have a full life. They're smiling again.
I'm the result of Trauma Support Services. My wife is the result of Trauma Support Services. getting the right type of help to get you to be more complete for your own mental well-being, but also for your family and your friends to be back. And we've been able to do that.
We survived because of trauma support services, honestly.
We invite you to get to know us better by visiting our website or social media. And if you know anybody or if you yourself need our services or want to see if you qualify for our services, please do not hesitate to reach out. We'll be here.